We'll have all the achievements. We'll have done lots and lots of stuff. And I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to being done. I'm ready to move on. I'm ready to move on. I've had a lot of fun with Borderlands 1. It's still one of my favorite games ever. No doubt. But yeah, the time has kind of come. It's ran its course. We've been on this since April. We got way behind because a lot of different things have happened. Namely, I had that allergic reaction to poison ivy, and that put us just put us way behind. The only thing that might get in our way this week, the only thing is, I have enough money to go max out my bank. If I can get rid of some of this stuff. I got some family coming in from Florida, and I'll have to visit with them at least once. So I'll keep you up to date on that. But other than that, we'll just worry about today. We'll see what kind of progress we make today, and that'll let us know. Other than that, that's what we could do. I mean, we've come this far. We're gonna finish. We're gonna finish. Bungie pushes back Destiny 2's fix in favor of maintaining dev work-life balance. Well, that's gonna be the new thing, isn't it? That's gonna be a complex thing to wrestle with, is... people want more content, they want it faster than ever before, and there's reasons for that. The competition's never been more fierce. And yet, devs and gamers all want the devs to still only have to work a normal work week, so with vacation, etc. The only way I can see to bridge this gap is new technology. I mean, if those stories are real that came out of Epic, that some people are willingly pushing 100-hour weeks, though they did say that those are like volunteers, people are doing it because they want to do it, but still. If that's, it could be like Amazon where they said it was like a cultural thing, like, yeah, you're not required and you technically don't have to stay, but realistically speaking, no, that destroyer is probably pretty good. I also found an ogre. The last time we were farming, there was an ogre. I mean, yeah, that's actually a great roll on an ogre. It's just not the Ajax ogre. I can't even find Ajax. I gotta look it up. All this stuff would be great on 169 times 4. I wonder why I still have this one. I think I was gonna like give it back to Brick or something. I have so many mods. I guess I'll probably just keep both of those. I think we've been running mainly Ranger. Still got plenty of room left in the bank. I just get rid of these legendaries I know I'm not going to use. I just don't like the fire rate on those. It's just too quick. Just way too quick. Big Tony says hi. Baja's bigger blaster is a good shotty. Oh yeah, this was a masher. It's just a shitty one. I mean, it's nice that it regens ammo, but it does a lot less damage than the one we use now. Skull Smasher. I'm gonna have like one of every Thanatos, but this I can just sell. I've kept the explosive stuff because I wanna give it to Brick, because realistically, I mean, if we want to start the big tournament tonight, we still have to run Brick, because this guy would have to go through the smaller tournament. So I'm gonna have to, at some point during the stream, probably try to do a transfer. The last time I tried to do the transfer, it went for shit. Obviously, I lost stuff, so I'm not gonna try to dupe anything. I'm just gonna try to give him stuff. We'll just see how that goes. Okay, so the big thing we want to first get done, and that would be forward progress, is try to finish this up. Now, I understand. We were farming Crawlmax the last time we played. But I still want to farm more Crawlmax because I want to really make sure we got what it takes. I want to 100% guarantee we have what it takes. So let me do a few runs, okay? It's new game mode plus. We got some Cyberpunk news. Let's check that out. They got the collector's edition for Cyberpunk. And they've been selling probably a ton of copies of that, huh? And what I mean guarantee is Circle of Duty and possibly get some more equipment so that when we run brick through the arena, it's not like, I don't know, beyond the realm of imagination. It at least seems mildly realistic that we might be able to get it done. QT hides adorable. Oh, we'll keep looking through that afterwards. Oh yeah, people that are hiring for Star Wars, that's cool. I seriously need to learn where Ajax is. If we're gonna freaking be able to kill that guy. I mean, if we run into an ogre. I know the odds aren't very good, but still, if we run into an ogre. And that changes everything. I'm gonna turn Loop-de-Loop in at the end because there is one more like little stupid side quest we have to do for her. So it's that. Marcus Super Sweep. I'm just gonna finish that up. Obviously, we have to actually beat it. We have to actually beat it. Limb. New Haven. I know there's another mission that we have. I mean, just Circle of Duty alone is gonna... There we go. There's another one that came from Moxie. And this will kind of lead the way there. So we need to learn where Ajax is so we can go pop his ass. And we need to kill crawl a few times. Just test our luck. If we don't get lucky, whatever, I'll probably quit after an hour or something. And then I'll try Circle of Duty. But I just want to try. I want to guarantee it, because if we sit here and we have to rely on like dumb luck and everything else, then it's going to take so much longer. Then it's kind of like, you know, an hour of sharpening the axe will save you like 15 hours when you go to actually do the tree, rather than just sitting there with an unsharpened axe. So the old tale goes. That's kind of how that's how I'm looking at it. Where am I getting shot from? Man, that thing was doing some damage. That's why I'm talking about like farming him, because a pearl shield would make a massive difference. That, and Brick is the only one who has the tournaments done. So again, I'm gonna transfer all this stuff over and go to Brick. Don't care, money. Money, money, money. We go the wrong way. Oh well, we're going to Crawl's lair anyway. Screw it. Screw it. Going to Crawl's lair anyway. Another long highway section. You've never seen these before. These never appear in the General Knox DLC ever. This is on an SSD. The loading times are just long enough. Oh, it's a really short article. With multiplayer live games like Destiny 2, the pressures to quickly crank out fixes and patches can be strong. Yeah, no kidding. Because Bungie's usually like 3 or 4 weeks just to be aware that they need to do a patch. Oh, there's something that broke? Whoops. I guess we should probably do something about that. Whoops. I know we did this quest, for sure. I want to know how we lock on, because that one time we, like, locked on, and that was cool. I know this isn't the path, but I'm still sort of, like, bumbling around, trying to find where the hell Ajax spawns at. It's like, we've killed him enough, you'd think we'd have it memorized by now. Either way, I know where Crawl is, and I'm just gonna go kill Crawl. Hell, it's easy. It feels like it's easier to kill Crawl if we get in the right spot than it is to kill freaking Ajax. That's way out there. So a little bit of farming, trying to guarantee us the stuff. Because again, we gotta switch over to brick. If we want to start the big tournament today, we gotta switch over to brick. Bungie 2 developer Bungie is currently in the midst of one of those balancing issues, but creative director Luke Smith says the team has decided to delay the fix until late July for the fear of ruining the team's work-life balance. Wow. A month, eh? An extra month tacked onto it. His brief comment on how the studio frames its conversations about crunch time during Bungie's recent charity livestream was called out by Polygon following stream. In this case, Smith says the team had a conversation on if it would be best to take the current in-development patch off the factory more or less and ask a bunch of people to work super long to add to this thing. We're having the conversation about it. Is it worth doing, or is it better to preserve and ship it in late work-life balance and ship it later in July? I feel like that's become the default answer, is we need to keep our work-life balance intact and not... It's become the way that nobody can question or complain about that the patch needs more time. Which is good. They need to take as long as they need to take. We've learned that from these past games most of the time. And I mean, in the case of Anthem, how do you... I don't understand how 7 years and plenty of money thrown at it doesn't result in a game. Because Borderlands 2 took like, what, 2-3 years? I think it was 2012 it came out. Like, clearly you can do a lot in considerably less time. So no more like fooling around with trying to juke him. I'm just gonna try to get to the corner and just do the thing. Just do the thing, man. OBS throws me off. I got it like in my the corner of my eye. Kind of messes with me. I think Anthem had a bad core. Yeah. It definitely had an undefined core. You should read that Polygon article, Fitman. It's pretty good. Thanks for being here, Fitman. It talks about how they had like they had a single idea for a game and it was solid and everybody was kind of on the same page with it, and then, you know, the whole thing got really... They changed the creative director like 5 times and they kept changing the idea for what exactly kind of game they wanted to make. So, you know, you change your idea 4 or 5 fucking times and then 7 years passes and $300 million or whatever gets spent. Suddenly you don't have a game because no one could decide on what to do. That's why I say Borderlands 3 is going to be fine, because they got a clear director, they got clear leadership, and they're all experienced leadership, so... That's why I'm not concerned, honestly. So people are saying, like, Adam, you've been saying too, that they're just going to play it really safe and all this. I don't know. I don't understand what play it safe means. Like, yeah, it's Borderlands. It looks like they're just bigger, better than ever. That's what Borderlands 2 was. I don't know why things change so much with sequels. Yo, Young Son! Young Son loves streamer girls. He loves playing his video games, especially PvP games. He's back into Paladins. He loves the Cleveland Browns. Check him out. Love it. I love how Ubi brought games back from the dead in other studios, but freaking EA just lets the games die. By safe, I mean being like Borderlands 2.0. That's my guess. I can't blame EA for Anthem, Adam. I mean, they've put so much money into it and time. I don't really blame EA at all. BioWare, that article, as we said, just lays it all out and makes it pretty clear, in my mind at least, that BioWare is really to blame. They had a lot of internal problems. They couldn't keep any leadership. They couldn't decide on their leadership. They couldn't decide on a direction. And, you know, I have like 300 hours in Anthem, and I have almost all the achievements except for a couple glitched ones. Otherwise, I would have them all. And I got all my guys up in the 700s, so like, yeah, I played plenty of it. And I've got a video I've been working on getting out, talking about it, but yeah, at its core, I guess what Fitman said, at its core, I don't think the design's bad. It's just broken. It's just really broken, actually. They somehow got a 7-year rush job. It's weird. For like 10 years. It's been 7 years. It's been 7 years since Borderlands 2. I mean, it's hard to say when... I mean, you can say 5 years, Adam, but like Destiny was really in development even longer than that. Like Randy Varnell said about Battleborn, it was like since 2009 that he'd actually been really working on it. I mean, since you start doing it on paper and getting all the pieces together. I mean, I bet it's been every bit of that. Yeah, well, it's not very the flying's good. The flying's good, and I guess the pew-pew's alright. But it's really janky, and obviously the role-playing mechanics, the action RPG stuff is just awful. Taking the aggregate number, stacking health on bosses. Like, it's a lot of cool ideas that just don't gel yet. It could still be really cool, but I have no idea where it's heading. They've gone silent. A lot of their big people have moved on to other games. It doesn't look very good right now. I know they're saying it's not dead, and it probably isn't. I'm sure at some point they did hire a bunch of people here recently who are like action RPG people, have made other games like Borderlands, and so that could be really cool. And I'm sure they're gonna do at least one really big patch. You know, at least one really big last patch. The Cataclysms don't look very good. Looks like it's just another stronghold with a filter applied. That's what I keep hearing. But I predict that if that patch, and maybe a small trickle of patches afterwards, a year, let's say one more year. If in 1 year's time Anthem hasn't made any kind of significant turnaround, nah, it's over. It's over, especially with Borderlands 3 coming out. It's over. Patch could change the game? Yeah, maybe. It'd have to be a hell of a patch though, Fitman. I mean, it'd have to completely redo the balance of the game. It'd have to completely rework how the game scales, how your character gains strength, how any of the numbers work. I mean, they have to literally go into the game's, the essence of that game, and re-fucking make it. Oh my god, I can't believe that guy went under... It's a big ask, which is why I think they're radio silent. It's an even bigger ask when you're losing people. I think they had some hirings, but their leadership seems to be in tumult again, so. It's just rough right now for them. There was a PC Gamer article, it's really short, just saying that they don't know that if it can come back like Sea of Thieves, or Adam talks about Ubisoft games. Ubisoft will bring back their games because their games are making money. If EA's games start to even look like they're on the edge of not satisfying the stockholders, then they cut their losses. So, I mean, EA's always been that way. This isn't a new phenomenon. They take games offline. They're like Nintendo. They've got a treasure trove. It's one of the reasons you can value EA stock so high, is because like they've got all of these classic games in a vault that they could re-release at any time and have guaranteed money, like Nintendo did with the Wii U. When the Wii U was just failing to make any money, they launched a bunch of the Golden Archive games. And like, you know, they probably broke even. Patch can change the game. It's a big in general. Okay. It wasn't even a red screen. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's possible. If this isn't done by midweek, if I'm not done with this whole run by Thursday, I am just gonna have to do it off stream. Okay, I know I said that at Monday, but I literally had no chance to play any games over the weekend. My nephew, I got a little Roblox in with him just because he's my nephew. Other than that, I was working all weekend. I'm canceling the roadmap isn't at first. A good amount of games have done that. Right. Ton of games. That's why roadmaps have such a bad reputation. Yep. Yeah, you're right, Adam. You're right. Yep. But you say Rage 2 is satisfying their roadmap. Anthem was in a tough place. I thought about that. You bring that up, and I was thinking about that in bed a few days ago, that like, should Anthem have stuck with its roadmap? Because at least then there was some traction. There was almost a constant, has filled the roadmap so far, but it's only been out, what, a month, Adam? I mean, Anthem satisfied the first 3 months of its roadmap. Pretty much. I mean, some of that stuff was really lame, though. Like, their events are really weird. And super they're not advertised, or they're not well demonstrated. Like, they're just really weird. Their events are like, hey, there's this extra thing that's spawning in the world, or hey, there's this challenge to do stuff that's already always around anyway. So, and like half of that was, you know, it's fluff, and that was half the roadmap. But they had the Stronghold they released, and it was fine. It was long though, and the problem with that, even though it was probably their best Stronghold they'd ever done, it's like Justin had said, there's no point in running it because of the way that the looting works in that game, with a very low drop chance, and that all that matters is the number. You know, you don't pick up, like in Borderlands, you don't say, oh my god, that's a Hellfire, oh my god, look, now I've got an Anarchy, so now I'm gonna win. It's, oh, that one is 600, this one's 700. Now, who gives a shit about the stats? Because if I'm gonna do more damage, then all that matters is the average. This fucking ability pisses me off. Oh my god, we did it. Oh, he keeps showing his back, but wait, did I never get his eye? We somehow avoided it. I can't believe that. I thought we'd already got his eye. We did. How is he? Shit. I killed it. What the fuck? I should have a second wind. He's dead. I should have a second wind. He's dead. Oh, come on. That was bullshit. But if the devs can't keep, the problems show up, they can keep up with it. It can backfire on them badly. Players expect it. Devs, the thing about having the plan like that is that a lot is going to change, and that's exactly what happened with Anthem. Is, yeah, okay, the master progression would have been great. The leaderboards would have been sweet. The guild system would have been interesting. But the game, at its core, has underlying fundamental issues. Like that it's a really, really, really bad action RPG. You can fly well, you can shoot well, but it's repetitive. The drop rate is low because there's not a lot even to go for, and etc, etc, etc. So you have to change the roadmap. But it's only just aggravated the issues. It's like, I wish they kind of would have just stripped some of the roadmap down, and so we can still do this while we're working on the other big thing.
We're gonna skate to one song only.
Got ripped off. Thank you, Freak Show. Yo, Freak Show! Thanks for being here. Yo, Miss Parker! What up, Miss Parker? Thank you for being here. Welcome to the stream. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm probably gonna be live maybe 6 hours today. Maybe 5. I got some other stuff I gotta do off stream again. I've been pretty busy lately, and yeah. But I want to get a little bit of time in here. As I said, if I can at least set it up so that, like, Thursday off stream I could finish it. I'm gonna try, though, to do it on stream. I'm farming because Brick needs gear, and I want to try to guarantee the gunslinger gear that he needs. Thanks for being here, Parker. Hope your stomach is better. How's your stomach? I think roadmaps are great for us gamers. To be honest with you, Adam, I really don't give a shit about roadmaps. As a gamer, I don't. I think that it's a bad habit for both people. I like Borderlands 2 Season Pass. It was like content packs. You had stuff coming up, but you didn't really know what it was. You just knew at least you were going to get content. I think that's all they need to say. Is like, hey, we plan on working on it for a while. So enjoy, but we can't say what we're gonna do or how we're gonna do it until... Oh yeah, he's dead. Until... Oh man, I saw that pistol and I was thinking, oh baby. Oh baby, just maybe. Until people play it and we get an idea of how things need to move along now. Like Borderlands 3, in being smart and flexible, is saying, we don't... Man, if that was a masher. We're going to be doing DLC, we're going to be doing content, obviously, but you don't announce that till the game's out, because you have... When the game is out, unforeseen problems will come. There'll be balance issues. There'll be a clear meta that probably will need some kind of work done to it. Either, you know, there's massive imbalances or massive buffing needs done. There'll be some bugs. There'll be some endgame stuff that probably isn't functioning properly. There'll be some scaling stuff going on. There's all kinds of problems that are unpredictable that'll follow a general theme because they always do. And that's why it makes the most sense not to do a roadmap. I don't give a shit about roadmaps. I wish I'd stop doing them because I think it hurts both sides. It hurts both the players and it hurts the studio. It's like a studio like Anthem, alright, they do a roadmap to try to show, yeah, it's a live service. We're dedicated to it. It's going to be great. Alright, that's sweet. That's fine. Problem is, when you inevitably run into 10,000 unforeseen problems and you have to invariably throw away the roadmap because you can't just keep digging down this dead end, that people get pissed. I guess Rage has been lucky, but kinda. I mean, you quit playing Rage. You said you quit Paladins, Adam, because you said Paladins got annoying, it was buggy, the meta sucked, and it was repetitive. And you loved Rage 2. Now you can't play Rage 2 because you find it too buggy and you love Paladins. We're so unbelievably finicky. Fuck a roadmap. Just say you're going to support it for a long while. We have a lot of exciting new stuff coming. That's all you can do. Because you're not alone. I mean, not everybody, but a great portion of people play their games like that. So now even Rage 2 is broken, probably because they had to stick to a really tight roadmap. Do you think I just answered this question when Devs Enhanced Season Pass should say what? Do you think I just answered this question? Answered what question, Adam? I don't know what you're talking about, dude. Answered what question? Are you going to tell me more about your epic jokes? We are talking about season passes. We're talking about roadmaps, what we're talking about. Do you think I just answered this question when Devs Enhanced Season Pass should say what all the content will be? Is that a question? You're saying you answered the question. I don't see a question mark. I'm just confused on where we're at with this, Adam. I mean, last week, what I'm saying is last week you hated Paladins. Then you got back into Paladins and you love Paladins. You loved Rage 2, but then you couldn't play Rage 2 because you found it was too buggy. So imagine that, Adam, across 100 million gamers. And that's why if I was in charge of a studio, we're not doing a roadmap. Because you may say one thing, but you seem to be doing another. So, no hard promises. No hard promises. I'm not insulting you for it. I'm just saying that if I was in charge of a studio, I look at what you're saying and I see that that's generally a trend that people are saying one thing but doing another thing. Like State of Decay 2. I mean, State of Decay 2, yeah, they've done a lot of good work to it. And that's really, really nice, and they should be commended. Problem is, they never really got a ton of people back into it. Certainly never became one of the biggest games ever. It's tough once you take that initial blow, especially a game like State of Decay 2 that really wasn't going to have that long anyways. So, you find with State of Decay 2 that they've done almost everything that people have asked for. There's more. There's more people have asked for, and I'm sure they'll eventually get it in there, but almost like every little thing that people have asked for, they like have worked to put into that game. You don't see a massive explosion in the player base, though. That's what makes it even harder. Thanks for being here, Wilso. I appreciate it, man. Hope you had a good weekend. The great Wilso! Thanks for being here, Wilso. I appreciate it. Rage 2 has a bug if you play long enough with the Xbox, and it has an infinite load screen bug. Well, I guess fuck their roadmap then, because they're gonna have to work on that patch. They're gonna have to patch that. And that's where Anthem comes into problems. Anthem had a good roadmap. Anthem stuck to the roadmap for a good portion of the time, but why they're sticking to their roadmap, everything else, the wheels have fallen off the bus, the windows have broken, the hood's up and it's steaming, and the radiator gasket blew off and went to the next county. So now they've gone radio silent, which is Battleborn-esque and I think a huge mistake. Clearly they're working under the hood to try to fix the bus up so they can try to crawl along, but I don't know that they ever recover. That's why I say it's even State of Decay 2-esque. Once you take that initial blow, it's so hard to come back. There's been one way studios have come back since this all started, which is, hey, by the way, we have a battle royale. That's what 76 did, but even 76, now that it's no longer on a free play weekend, the matchmaking time sucks. My main point still exists though, Adam. I talked to you last week, you told me you couldn't stand Paladins anymore because the meta bothered you and you felt that it was repetitive and stuff. And then I watched your stream and you were loving Paladins and you're not playing any Rage. So if I'm a developer and I look at that, I say to myself, you're telling me one thing, but you clearly want completely the opposite. And I've seen it many times where completely the opposite. Everybody wants in their heart of hearts Save the World to be the main Fortnite. To be, you know, that's Fortnite, right? But everybody says in their gut that the Battle Royale is more fun, and not everybody, but vast majority of people. And that's where most of the money's coming from. So, okay, we can give some token appreciation to Save the World, but sometimes it sucks, but it's kind of like cult music, indie music, cult movies. Like, yeah, they're sweet, and they're special, but ultimately the money is in Avengers. That was really risky. I literally can't play Rage 2. That's the issue with the game. But see, what you had told me, Adam, is you loved Rage 2 and that Paladins was too buggy. So like, overnight you changed. It took one play session. It took one play session. I'm not talking to you on like a personal level. I'm saying if I was totally detached from you and say I'm an EA executive, I say typical. That's what I say, typical. That's why I kill games off. Like, okay, yeah, you claim that you want this game to really be supported, but we know the numbers don't lie, Senor Joe, that you're going to buy the next Madden, you're going to buy the next FIFA, you're still going to buy surprise mechanics. So, yeah, sure, tell me all you want, but you keep buying these games. You keep buying the loot boxes. Every time something new and shiny comes around, we grab it still. We still pre-order out the ass. We still buy season passes. Ubisoft has easily gotten away with having the regular edition, the silver, the gold, the ultimate, the super, the diamond, the pearl, the effervescent edition, the fucking never mind you $300 statue edition. Then we'll get on Reddit or whatever, we'll all bitch about it. Oh, this is awful. If these were truly awful things, Destiny 2 would have died. Destiny 2 would have died. At one point, they launched a terrible $20 DLC that everyone unanimously called shit. And it locked players out of vanilla content if you didn't buy it. And the only way to buy that DLC at the time was to buy the whole pack where you had to buy both DLCs for $40. That game is stronger than ever. So, you know. Oh man, roadmap, screw the devs. That's the topic of the moment. 5 minutes from now, we'll get bored of that one. We'll get bored of that topic. We gamers are in a weird place where we get really, really passionate about subjects, really riled up about subjects, but sometimes those subjects don't even have like a really good base in reality. People were pissed about Steam not 10 years ago. People were pissed that Steam had a monopoly and Steam had lots of DRM stuff and everyone hated Steam, and now people get pissed if it's not on Steam, and they hate the Epic Gaming Store. But outside of 2FA, I have yet to hear a really good reason for that. And it'll be the flavor of the week, and then they'll move on. Sometimes people cheer for things at E3 that if, like, I really think about it, I think, is there any reason we like this thing over the other thing? Is there, like, a really good, hard reason why that is the way it is? And I have a really tough time figuring it out. And then I think, okay, well, we're just going to get bored of it anyways. And then we'll move to the next thing. Which is fine. It's the natural cycle. Honestly, I'm not upset about it. But when you tell me, like, oh, I answered the question and season passes and roadmaps are bad for games or whatever, I think nothing that we hardly ever seem to say or get riled up about or angry about has any kind of substance. I haven't seen any changes yet. I will know the state of the industry. Me personally, my feelings on the state of the industry will be revealed with how well Borderlands 3 sells. If we have a game that's you can still play offline, you can still play split screen, there's a lot less of this DRM stuff, there's no loot boxes, and it doesn't sell well, then officially, cynically, I'm over it. I'm over this entire discussion. Because we're all bitching, we're all complaining, we're all angry, we all have our pitchforks ready because EA says surprise mechanics, but FIFA and Madden and Grand Theft Auto will continue to be the kings. Adam 2 takes Youngson. If you don't want them to re-release Skyrim, quit buying it. Right. No, Wilson, you're right. I mean, Todd Howard probably shouldn't have said that, but he's at the same time, he's exactly right. We're all, in what you just said, actually, thank you for saying that, because that's a perfect example. People hate Skyrim re-releases. People were getting pissed about it. People were angry about it. That was the moment. The moment said, be pissed at Bethesda because they keep giving us freaking Skyrim over and over again. And yet, what was going on behind the scenes, outside of any of this, like, the current trend on social media, which is why I always say social media is bullshit, is that they continue to sell a 10-year-old game over and over and over again. I'm sure the Switch edition did well. I'm sure the Alexa version did well. Now they got Fallout Shelter and the Tesla. And people are getting pissed at Bethesda, rightfully so, because Bethesda has now become one of the biggest, most egregious fiends in this whole entire cycle of the DRM and the loot boxes and the mobile games and all this horse shit that we've come to loathe. They're probably one of the biggest perpetrators now, right next to EA. But I don't think they're losing for it. I don't think ZeniMax has lost stock value. I don't think that they're, like, actually going underwater as a company. They've gone through massive expansion. It's working. It's working. Oh, roadmaps are bad for games. Yeah, probably, but it doesn't matter because we're saying one thing, but all the money's coming out the other side. Our right hand's swearing to the Bible. What's the left hand doing? Bethesda's continuing to make money hand over fist because they sell rubbish on the website. They've got a mobile game that's one of the most popular in the world, and they re-release old games instead of making new ones. And they've got every one of their games now has got paid mods, or, well, Fallout 4 on and Skyrim and so forth. You got the Creation Club. You have DLCs that hardly ever go on sale, and you have plenty of cosmetic packs. So, oh, fucking Bethesda. Meanwhile, their stock jumps in price. And this is why, Adam, because of discussions like this. Because you tell me one thing, and then you do completely the opposite. I hate his little venom attack. Equals all 10 of us are pissed, and therefore this is the national scandal. Right. No, I agree with you, Wilso. And then, okay, we were pissed about it today, so and then tomorrow it's over. Just like Reddit. People get really, really passionate about Reddit posts. And the best example is the Boston bomber. When they thought they caught the Boston bomber, which turned out to be an Indian kid who'd committed suicide, and his family went through something they should have never had to go through because of it. People get really riled up, but the problem with a Reddit post is after one day, it's gone. And then suddenly these impassioned arguments and discussions, I've been involved in plenty of Reddit threads and felt the exact same emotions overcome me. So I'm not speaking from a higher place. I'm speaking from personal experience. I've been just as sucked into this shit. Please die. Please fucking just die. Your claw is done. Which is why when people are like, oh, I can't believe the devs don't get on Reddit anymore. Why would you? If you post on Reddit, you get in a ton of trouble. Unless you write basically Shakespeare, you get in a ton of trouble. If you don't say, you guys are the best ever, we fucking love you, we're so thankful to you. And they should probably say these things because we're their customers, I get that. But it's not worth the risk. Battlefront 2, I don't know that the controversy was ever as bad as what it got until they posted on there that, like, we want to make you feel like you're earning the stuff. Hey, that patch, you know, that's the most unpopular post, I think, in Reddit's history. And I don't know that it deserves that. I figure there's probably been worse. But that was a hell of a blunder. It got blown up. That's an even better rule. I'll be damned. That's actually a pretty good double anarchy. You know, we're getting near the top of the top right there. Getting near the tippity tip top. I'm not trying to be dogmatic to you, Adam, or anybody. I've been a lifelong gamer, like, hey, we got a Vladoff mod. Like most of you, I love video games, like I think we all do here, which is what we all share in common. Okay? I want games to be great like you want games to be great. I want to have fun like you want to have fun. And to me, loot boxes and oh, sorry, surprise mechanics, excuse me, and DRM, and mandatory DLC, and always online, and all this shit, have hurt what was genuine enjoyment of games. Say on the, I'm gonna be a hipster for a minute, but just shoving a cartridge into the N64 and playing a Wave Race for half an hour. There's so much shit that gets in the way. That's what I'm angry about. And I'm angry that we seem to all be basically in the same boat with this argument. Most of us, somewhat no DRM. I see you need to have a little bit because I don't believe in piracy. But, you know, there's quite a bit of middle room that we're all on. But I don't see a whole